What? Who that bitch? Okay. Say again? No, they should not be able to hear us because I did the thing and right now it says gaming headset and that is no audio coming through. Gosh darn it, no. Cool. Can you guys hear? Okay, I think so. Can my players say something, see if it works? Nope, that's not working. One moment, please. I'm learning things today, guys. Go back to here, click on this, click on that, click on this thing.
Professional.
There it is. There it is. Okay. Yay! Hello,
Yay,
and welcome to this week's episode of Dylan's Learning Things. welcome to this week's episode of Fangs of New York, where we play Vampire the Masquerade.
Yep. That what we're doing? Okay, I got it.
Right. Cool. I apologize for the awkward start. I am learning how to do the streaming services now, so thank you.
That's okay.
Thank you. It is okay. Everything's great. Grand. Wonderful. Excuse me while I hydrate myself.
Sweat it all out because you were nervous.
Right. Haha. All right, so welcome back to Fangs of New York. We have not been here for 2 weeks, so let's catch you up as to what happened 2 weeks ago. We had just left the Malkavian sanctum, where Farah kind of pulled a little move on everybody, where they found Morgana, and she said, "Guess what? The game's not over. It's the lightning round." Dipped into a secret passageway where she and Cassandra, unbeknownst to the players, had been taken prior to entering the gymnasium. Yes, I'm doing a one and learn. Where Farah was then doing the lightning round with the players. For each incorrect answer or untruthful answer, a floor-to-ceiling height window would be open, allowing sunlight to be coming in. Dorian decided to test this theory and gave a complete fallacy, and light streamed into 1/3 of the room. The rest of the questions were therefore answered honestly. Farah then attached herself to Cassandra and did the whole creepy eye look thing, and was then asking certain questions about the nature of this party, if they were true, if they were good, if they were going to do the right thing by her, if Cassandra had forsaken and betrayed the Malkavian clan.
3 out of 4 of those things, we are not good.
Well, that's debatable, right? And then after having left the sanctum, well, as you were leaving, Dorian had pulled the car into the entrance and was waiting for you guys with a loaded gun, muzzle pointed out into the hallway, waiting for anyone to make a wrong move. You guys hopped into the car and went back to the enclave, your penthouse area. There you are met with Lord Astaroth, who had bestowed upon you the gift of four people to feed on. You had also ran into Moira, who was looking very shaken up about the whole thing, and she excused herself to her room. Before Morgana and Ambrose left to their private quarters, Dorian and Vance kind of intersected Moira in the hallway and asked her, how you doing? Is everything all right? But like in a little touchy way, like, hey, how you doing? And she just was not having it, and she went off into her room, and you could hear her slightly sobbing. From there, we ended the session with Dorian opening a package that had come for him to find a cell phone in there, and the only word that was on the text message that was in the cell phone, it said report.
Yeah, I don't remember that. That didn't happen. No one remembers that happening.
Well, if you don't remember it, now you know. And from there, we're going to start tonight's session. So, Dorian, Vance is in your room with you as you are looking at this text message that just says report. What are you going to do?
Hmm. I didn't spend 2 weeks not thinking about this at all.
I'm scared.
I didn't want to cheat. Dorian knows who this is from.
Sure.
We weren't we weren't talking about anything prior to this, right? It was just going to go see. Or we had already had our talk, right?
Kind of. I know there was a bunch of innuendos thrown about seeing Dorian's package.
Oh, right. Right, there's that.
And Vance was currently lounging on the bed, kind of being like, you know how to work a phone? Just being a brat.
Dorian will see the phone and he'll see the message and then he'll just put it away and just I guess I get 2 phones now.
Welcome to the 2 phone club.
Yeah, that was my father's worried about me, you know.
Fun.
Yeah, so I am going to go and call him, make sure he's okay. He just kind of starts to rock back and forth a little bit.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. This was a good night. It was is there any, do you need anything?
No. We were gonna check your package in the spar, but if you gotta call someone, I'll go hang out in my room.
Oh, this was the package. This was it. There was the phone.
Yeah.
That was it. It's nothing important on it. Just the phone.
Uh-huh.
He's very obviously lying, but that's fine.
I'll let you take your phone call. I'll go hang out in my room if you want to catch me later.
Oh, good. Okay, yes. There's you have good night, day, night. What are we calling nowadays?
Evening?
Yes.
It's still an evening.
Sure. How late in the evening is it? Because we had our meal.
Yep,
We
so you had your meal and everything, so right now everyone has a full blood point.
Yep.
If I forgot to tell you all to get an experience point from last session, make sure you check out yourself off for an experience point for last section. The night is semi-young. We'll say it's around 10 o'clock at night by now. The sun has gone down for a
good.
bit, so yeah, you guys had left the Malkavian Sanctum, and it takes a good 45 to 50 minutes to get from the Bronx to where you guys are.
Man.
Yeah, it's no
we
joke.
had a delicious breakfast then. Oh my god.
Yes, you did. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just go take a shower, get cleaned up for the rest of the night, and I'll be right there. I'll meet you guys downstairs in a little bit.
Okay. Vance will just be like, and walk off to his room. Very confused.
Okay, so you head up into your room. As you're going through your room, you also pass Ambrose and Morgana's room. You hear in Cassandra's room on further down, you hear her muttering, and like things are being shuffled around inside of her room. And then you decide best to let that be. Did you want to step in and talk to Ambrose or Morgana at all, or did you just want to go to your room?
He might peek in on both of them just to see if they're doing anything, because he's bored.
Okay.
Who are you going for?
Moira would probably stand there and just be like, let's go fuck with Ambrose.
There you go.
As
Sorry,
you,
mister.
so what are you doing now? Are you opening the door? Are you knocking
He's
on the
gonna-
door? What are you doing?
He's gonna knock on the door and be like, hey, Ambrose, what are you doing?
Immediately as you knock on the door, Ambrose is going to open it and stride out in a large boa that's bright pink, and he has a new ensemble of like a leather bright pink suit. Nothing underneath, no shirt underneath, just like open, and he shoves you out of the way. Pardon, and strides down the hall towards Dorian's room and knocks on it really hard.
Oh my.
Ambrose, Dorian's got a phone call he's got to take.
I could take it later, darling. He throws his hair over his shoulder. I need to talk to him. Now, run along. Knock, 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 knock. I saw that.
It was meant for you to see.
Fair enough.
Vulgar little chicken nugget.
Is there a window showing the leading to the outside of in my room?
Yeah, everyone has a window, but there are large, thick, carpeted blackout curtains on every window.
Right. How high up is the roof from my window?
You guys are at the penthouse, so the roof is maybe about another 15 feet up.
Can I get there from my window? Is the question I'm asking.
You're going to give me a strength athletics check for that.
Sure. To climb the
Difficulty
window.
7.
Strength athletics, you said?
Mm-hmm.
7, 1 success.
Okay. You manage to open up the window, and for some reason, the window itself is allowed to go all the way up, even though you're at the penthouse suite of a building in Manhattan, where windows aren't supposed to be opening more than this. You get yourself out and you're holding on, and the wind just like rocks you a bit. You're like, oh, was not expecting this. You said how many successes? Just one? Okay, yeah.
One.
It takes you a very long time to get up there, and you've seen some terrible things in war, but the fact that you're like hanging off the side of this building is rocking you to your core.
Oh, good.
You are trying to climb up this sheen building just by digging your claws into and making your way up. It takes it takes a good 15 to 20 minutes just to make those 15 feet up.
So while you're knocking on my door, I've begun climbing. Basically, is what's happening.
Is he hanging on like with his hands?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, he's gotten outside the window and he's like digging his claws into the building and making little finger holes for himself and climbing up.
It's only going to make it way easier in the future.
Is the door open? Is the door locked? If Ambrose chooses to jiggle it, no.
I mean, Vance just left, so no, it's definitely not locked.
All right, Dorian, darling, if you don't open the door, I will come in. Dorian, and he opens the door and peeks in. Does he see anything when he comes in? Does he see any like sign of Dorian at all?
No, you see no sign of Dorian whatsoever.
Could he see the open window?
Excuse me. You can see the curtain a little bit away from the wall, but the curtains are stationary, so like it can never be moved out of the way completely. So you can see that it's just gently moving, but you can't tell that he's outside of a window.
Ambrose is going to walk into the room. Dorian, if you don't come out, I'm going to play with all of your big, long guns.
Oh no.
Dorian.
Vance is gonna peek in and go.
Are
I
you
told you.
actively looking around my room?
He's going around the room, looking under the bed, pulling aside curtains.
Yeah, Vance is like, I said he had to take a phone call. Where the fuck did he go?
Ambrose is gonna and look towards the window. Dorian, no, you're too pretty. He runs to the window and he leans out and looks down at the bottom.
Excuse me,
Don't
one,
do
one
it!
second, 1 second, excuse me.
Take care of the kid.
Are you okay?
Oh no. Yeah. Ambrose is literally like looking out the window for a body down at the bottom.
Could a vampire die if they fell?
Don't do it, Dorian.
Probably
You're
from
too
a penthouse.
Sure, there's some falling damage.
Oh, it'd probably be like blunt force or something.
Yeah.
Crunch.
Kind of want Morgana to just like peek in and be like, "What the
What's
hell?"
happening right now? There is probably
Sorry.
one. Well, there's probably a couple of. I've already explained what my room looks like.
You all good?
Yeah, I just heard some screaming from the other room. I had to take care of business. But
Okay.
my partner's watching a reality show, so.
Mm-hmm. My mom does the same thing. It's okay.
So basically,
Yes.
you had the same reaction that Ambrose just had.
Yes.
So yeah, Ambrose is leaning out the window, looking at the bottom for a body, and as he's running towards it, Ambrose, Dorian, no, don't do it. You're too pretty, and he's looking at over the edge.
All right, so you're able to poke your head out and then see, just you just see Dorian climbing. He's not really he's taking a long time, but like you just see him like unsteadily, shakily climbing up very slowly and not making like sure movements, but he's just like okay, yeah, that's exactly what you see.
Darling, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. Just
You weren't trying to.
what?
You weren't trying to do anything, were you? Because this is a designer suit. I can't be climbing up the side of the building. What are you doing?
No, I'm making a ladder that's easy access to the roof.
Vance is gonna slide over and peek out the window and be like, for your phone call.
No.
Phone call? What phone call?
Ambrose, I told you he had to call someone.
Darling, I wasn't
Distracting me while I'm
listening.
doing this right now is not great. Just letting you know.
Who do you have to call?
Ambrose,
are you
I think we should like let him finish climbing before
This
we
was probably not the smartest idea I've done. Can you guys maybe get a rope?
Here, take my boa. He throws it up at him. Catch the end, darling.
Are you holding onto the other end of the boa?
Yes.
Okay. As you're fishing line the boa towards him, because you're so high up, the wind just like keeps on flailing it, like it's like.
I wouldn't have even tried to grab it anyway. Just holding on and just watch this thing go. I'm trying to go up.
wait,
Use
wait, the
the
clicker!
portable
The clicker!
I just keep climbing. More holes.
Oh.
More holes.
Well, should we follow him, Vance? He's already made a good way
no.
through.
I don't know what he's having, but I don't have it.
Still a
Well-
little drugged up from the blood.
Well, he's already made the holes.
Look, he had asked to be left alone, and that's what I was in the process of doing before you just pushed me out of the way. I think he needs a moment to be alone.
Well, darling, I don't listen to anyone. Here, hold my boa.
No.
Oh no!
And your
He
boa
drops
has
it.
now floated loftily, going down Fifth Avenue. And in the back of your mind, you hear Warren going, "I can't wait to have my boa back."
Oh, that's not good. You owe me a boa, Vance.
No.
Of the non-conscripted variety.
Well, maybe I'm not the smartest person in the building, all right? But I do know that
me.
perhaps we shouldn't leave him climbing off the side of a building in his unsteady state.
Dorian, do you got this?
I think so.
He's fine.
Fine. He's fine. He's climbing the side of a building to make a phone call. He's fine. Vance, what is your definition of fine?
That's a very, very tricky question.
Where's Morgana when you need her? Morgana, where are you, for God's sake?
Could I hear this?
Oh yeah, you could hear your name, because I'm sure Ambrose is getting into the hallway and shouting your name, so you can definitely hear it. Your
She's
rooms are
gonna
not
slowly
soundproof.
open the door and be like, "What?"
We need your wisdom. Come. Dorian is off the side of the building. Try to make a phone call. And
What?
Vance lost
And
my
she's
boa.
just pushing past.
Yes, I know. It's down Fifth Avenue.
She sticks her head out. Dorian, what are you doing?
I'm still climbing.
Yeah.
I'm really high up. I'm focused, man. I'm focused.
We'll say so. For all intents and purposes, you would not be able to communicate very well with each other outside. With the way that New York wind is, with every street is a wind tunnel. You would not be able to hear each other from screaming up and down at this point now. It's been about 5 minutes of Dorian climbing, so he's lost the ability to hear you guys, even with his heightened senses. He would just hear the roaring of the wind.
What would be required to climb up there?
Strength athletics, difficulty 7.
Would it be less because I've already got the fingers in there, or no?
You both have different finger sizes, I'm sure, so she's got a...
Yeah, she's got grips now.
I mean, I could. How much did you have?
I only got one success.
How much did you have?
Oh, 5, I think.
Oh, so I have like the same as you. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. For a second, you see Morgana like fully preparing to climb up there, and then she's just like, you know what? If he falls to his death, that's his own problem.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Vance is just gonna kind of get out of the window and be like, "We gotta do something."
You know,
look around.
No, she's not, because that's a very out of character of Morgana. But she's gonna just kind of get back inside fully. If he needs to do something, then we can confront him when he gets back.
Well, I suppose, but what if he ends up as a splat on the ground? Ugh.
I mean, I would climb up there after him if you want me to.
No, I don't think you should climb at all. Not in that frock.
I can do it. I have experience.
Vance is just gonna look between them and then slowly. Oh yeah, train.
Thomas the train. Thomas the tank engine.
But he's gonna like take the curtains and shove them outside as like in case something were to happen, there'd be something to grab.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you now? So you guys are gonna now leave Dorian to his possible demise and just going about yourselves business. We're now gonna let Dorian get to the top of the roof. And once you get up there, there's like a little, as every roof does have, that lip with like a 3-foot drop down onto the asphalted top. It's pretty barren except for the rooftop AC units, then a generator, and a access door to the stairwell that goes down to the building itself.
Do I see? Actually, I guess, have I ever seen cameras in the building?
You never looked for them.
We did see something on the tablet that Moira was holding, right? Or
Correct.
did we
Yeah,
not?
Moira is able to tell your location within the suite, within
Right,
the
but no,
penthouse.
like cameras or anything, right?
Nope, you never saw any cameras.
Do I see any outside?
Give me a perception alertness, please. Perception investigation. Difficulty 6.
I'm sorry, perception and what else?
Investigation.
Investigation. That's right. Which I don't think I have any points in. No, I don't.
You don't? Okay.
It's okay. I have points in perception. Oh, okay. 7, 8, 9. All right. Well, there you go.
Okay. All right. So you do a scan around and everything, and you don't notice any. Do you have computers?
No.
Okay.
God,
All right. Yep. So you scan around. And you don't see anything that would look like a camera.
right. Fair enough. I guess I'll make a phone call.
Okay. The phone rings for just one ring, and then a female voice answers and goes, "Report."
Now, are we gonna do this? Or are we gonna do this behind the scenes?
We're
Since
gonna
the
do
rest of
this.
the
Yeah, we're gonna do this
okay.
because the party can't hear you. So the party, actually, you know what? In that case,
That's why I'm asking, because the rest of the party can't hear what's going on. So I didn't know if you wanted to have
yeah.
this behind the scenes or not.
Are we able to mute the other threes or take out their audio, or if the three of you don't mind to please mute for just a few
We
moments.
Deafen.
Mute and stop watching.
Go ahead and wave
Mute,
at us.
deafen. I'll do the Kermit the Frog when it's time for you guys to come back.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. Dorian, you hear the voice of your sire say, "Report."
Wait, I'm waiting for Robin to mute hers. See, you can hear that. You can't tell me otherwise. Hit the headset button. It'll completely mute out everything. No, on Discord. On Discord. See, there's a little headset right next to the mute button. On Discord. On Discord, Robin.
Welcome to Fangs of New York, everybody.
There's a mute button and there's a headset button. Hit the headset button. Oh, you're using your phone. That's right.
Yeah, it's fine. Just take it off and just drop it. Just drop it.
God. Whatever, it's fine. I don't care anymore.
Yep. All right. Sorry, everybody. Here we go. All right. So, Dorian, you hear the voice of your sire say, "Report."
It's good to hear from you, Lady Vasilia. Hello.
Yes, Dorian.
Holding the phone up.
Yes, Dorian. It's been several days, but it is time for your report. How is things going?
Things have been going a little bit slower than I thought they would.
How so?
getting to Lady Nisha is difficult. She kind of all of the council members tend to keep to themselves a little bit.
And what's your plan on getting to her then?
Well, she currently has me with a group of brand new fledglings, much like I guess myself, but very much newer. And she's got this on a couple of what appears to be semi-useful missions, but I'm not entirely. Can I ask you a question?
What?
Did you know the reason why they were requesting us to be there?
No, not a clue. Did you learn something?
Apparently, there is some kind of feud going on, some kind of worrisome developments with werewolves and the Bruja, and something else. I don't remember what else.
What type of situation that involves the werewolves? The werewolves of the city are, well, as formidable as they are, they tend to stay to their own. What problems are you hearing about?
Yes, that's what we're getting into right now. Apparently, they are not keeping to themselves quite as much, and or they're doing something that uh, the Ventru are very worried about.
Interesting.
It's only been a couple of days, so I don't have all of the information, but I do know that they were so worried that they tried to gather the rest of the clans together to, uh, work together on this.
Very interesting. So how many are under your command right now?
um. I wouldn't entirely say command per se. I would say maybe more like working with uh
Dorian, I'm gonna cut you off right there. You remember the stipulations of our agreement, yes?
Yes, I do.
You remember the reason why I'm putting you here? To make sure that you are a suitable sergeant, possible general, correct?
Yes, Lady Vasilia.
I would suggest you take a little more care into becoming a formidable person within these ranks. Not just our own, but in the group that you are now call your cohorts, we'll say. While I'm thinking about it, what are their capabilities, these group of fledglings that you have around you?
If I had to be perfectly honest, I think some are hopeless and some have power that even some of the clan leaders fear.
Interesting. And what would that be that they fear?
He goes on. I don't want to go too far into it, but he goes on to explain everything about Cassandra.
Okay, very good.
Let's do that.
Very good, no problem. Now tell me about the sires that these fledglings have. What of them? Are they any threat to us at all?
Sires. Well, I've only met a couple, but no, I think they're uh, pretty standard vampires. They seem to have their heads squared away, as opposed to some of the fledglings here who don't quite fully grasp the masquerade yet.
Interesting. How many
They're all
would you
very
say? Say again, please.
they're all very terrified of it. They maintain the masquerade quite well.
Mm. How many vampires are in this clan, would you say?
I don't know how many has Dorian seen so far.
So far, you've only seen about maybe 30, and the next time you've been in the heart of the city, you only saw about 10. So you can't really judge more than 30.
Maybe like, I don't know. I haven't seen everyone, but maybe like 3 dozen or so, give or take.
Hmm. Interesting. And what of the elders? Your thoughts on them?
Uh, like like yourself, they can be quite terrifying.
Hmm. Terrifying how? We both know that my terrifying is more mental.
Yes. Well, I met the Malkavian uh clan leader, as I described, and um she is she's on a very different level of mental chaos.
We don't worry about the Malkavians. They're not a blip on our radar. I'm of course more focused on these Ventrue elders. What of them?
Well, um Lady Nisha, like I said, is very she's got actually very much like me, kind of. She's very would rather deal with. She's much more bruja than she is anything. If I had to say anything about it,
Hmm.
uh, but that is why she is the army, the tactical leader. I think they called her. I don't remember, but that's what she is. The head leader though, she is very. She has long nails. She transformed at one point. It was very it's very terrifying. But she really holds the clan with an iron fist. Everyone is very scared of her. That's very good.
Hmm. There's a third, the Nosferatu. What of him?
Ah, Lord, the Astaroth. He is. I don't know yet. I do know that people do not like his smell. Um, and he did give the fledglings some food, some delicious fresh meat today, which was nice. But I haven't quite got the finger on him yet. But I think he could be a really useful ally, not just to myself, but to our clan. Actually, he has
Interesting.
he he listens. He listens a lot more than others. And I
Hmm.
think he would be a good source of wisdom when it comes to knowing things.
Very interesting. Hmm. Do you need any assistance to complete your mission at this time?
Um, well, my home weaponry has been delivered, which is nice. Um, we have a car and the Darius that drives the car. Um, we could possibly use some more funding. That way I could get around a little easier, or get some information easier, I think. Um, we might need, what else do we might need? My You know me, my brain's not very fast. Um, information would be good if we could look into ourselves for the werewolves and the Bruja and find more of what they're doing. Also, there was a name. There was a name.
What
What
happened?
was the name? I don't know what happened. They disappeared. Let's go
There we
here.
go. Oh no! No, that's not right.
What
There
happened?
we go. Okay. All right.
It'll yeah.
Yeah,
It'll happen.
What were you?
The name that Cassandra wrote down, or the name that we've been trying to the name everyone's freaking terrified of. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks.
The name everyone. Oh, Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon.
Okay.
That one. That's the word. Dragon. We need to maybe do some research on Dragon. Everyone seems to be very worried about him.
Very well. We will send you funds. However, we don't know where you're currently located. We had this package sent to the heart of the city, and I guess it reached you somehow. Where are you located right now?
I provide the address.
Okay. Interesting. Over on Fifth Avenue. Very well. This is sufficient information for now. One last question. Has your father contacted you since you left his home?
No.
Have you contacted him?
No, I've been. No. Why? Why would I care to contact him?
Just a question. That'll be all,
You know.
Dorian. Be sure to contact me regularly. And she hangs up before you have a moment to respond.
How much is regular? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was very amusing. That was amazing. I love that. That's how we should end each stream.
Oh, gosh, no.
I was lurking in the.
I loved the
He was like-
misleading comments in the chat.
Yeah,
Were
well
great.
done, Harmful Orb. With the
That was really
misleading
good.
comments.
We can always depend on Harmful Orb.
Indeed.
Fucking, I read that. I was like, I'm sorry. And they're like, what? I'm just sitting here like, oh my god, what is happening?
All right,
Great.
so Dorian has just gotten off the phone with whomever it was. So let's go to the three that are inside the suite. What are you guys doing now after you had left Dorian's room to fend for himself against climbing the building?
Did the thing that I messaged you at the end of the stream last time, did I do that?
What?
I DM'd you back about something, and then you said that I could have done that. But I would have done that.
I can't recall what that was. Give me.
Okay, I'll message you. I'll message you.
No, I'm just gonna.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm very I'm easy to forget. I'm kidding.
No. We were talking about the commissions after the.
Yeah. Hold on. While we're figuring that out, what do you want to do?
Yes, what's Ambrose and Vance doing?
Oh, Ambrose is definitely peeking around Dorian's room and rummaging through everything.
Mhm.
His closet and all of his stuff.
Nice.
You would find one thing of import other than the generic stuff.
If you're seriously going to sift through it, give me a perception investigation, difficulty 8.
While Ambrose is doing that, Vance is just like leaning against the door, like, why? But why though?
But why? Oh, yes, you can definitely do that, Morgana.
Four
Okay.
successes out of 6.
4 successes out of 6. Okay. So you find all of his artillery items and whatnot. You find his few clothing. Had you gotten more successes, you would be able to find that one item that he's mentioning. Nothing really shocking for you.
I have a question. What's in Dorian's closet? Like, what's his wardrobe look like?
Dorian, tell us.
Standard browns and like that kind of coloring. He's not a real colorful guy, whereas he came from the Macedonian army, so not a lot of like just generic khakis and jeans and standard browns and the sometimes war get up. Nothing overly clean. I mean, it's clean, but like not like fancy.
Not
Oh
Ambrose
my
clean.
god. It's all beige. Oh, poor Dorian. No wonder he's depressed.
That's the word, beige. Yep.
You know, you should take a look at my closet and then rephrase that as no wonder Vance is depressed, because mine is the complete opposite.
Are you inviting me into your closet, Vance?
I mean, if you haven't come out of the closet, you can hide in mine.
Does any part of me look like I'm in the closet?
No.
Well then.
Well, while Dorian's doing this, do you want to rummage through somebody's closet that has more color? I've got lots of colorful things in my closet.
Morgana, if you want that item, you have to search as well with the perception investigation difficulty 8 as well.
It was 8?
Correct.
Okay. Those I have 4. Those are all successes, and I got a 10 on one of them.
Oh, nice. Okay, yep. So you find all the artillery, and you find a really nice combat knife. That when you take it out of the sheath, it just shines so nice, and it's like, you know what, this is now mine. And you tuck it away.
You son of a bitch. My combat knife, really?
Yeah. So she's gonna just kind of dip after that.
Okay, cool.
She's gonna wait until they left, and then she's gonna. Yeah.
Did Ambrose or Vance see her nick something?
No, because you guys had just started going out by the time she started looking through his stuff.
She made it look like she was sitting by the window, just kind of waiting for him to come back. And then when you guys started leaving, she's like, okay.
So whatever happened to Moira, Vance?
She's taking the night off. She got a little stressed with Lord Astaroth being here.
So she isn't here anymore?
I mean, wherever she sleeps is where she is.
Oh, can Morgana go down to the kitchen?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you think Moira needs some cheering up?
I think Moira needs to cope.
Everyone's in isolation. How depressing.
Is there any human food at all?
Say again?
Is there any human food at all?
There's some human food, yeah. There's enough food for Moira to get through the week.
Okay. Anything yummy?
For you?
No, for like her. Like anything that I would remember.
Sure, there's like some deli meats, there's some cheese, crackers, fresh fruit. It's loaded enough for like food that she wants because she goes shopping for herself since y'all don't need to eat it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll concoct a like tiny snack for her.
Oh, how nice.
Aww.
Okay, you make a nice little platter. Huh? What'd you say?
My connection just cracks off.
I think that we're having connection issues.
Connection crash.
Give it a second, give it a second, give it a second.
I wanted to wait until I had to sneeze and or cough before I unmuted myself, so you guys are welcome.
Great, wonderful, thank you. And now she's stuck.
Oh my god.
Up.
Bye.
Oh, wait. What? Oh.
Welcome back.
There it is.
Yes, I'm making a snack for Moira.
Okay, cool. You're making a snack for Moira.
Yeah.
Dorian's upstairs.
During.
He's a whole meal, not a snack. Get out of here.
All right.
Right,
So during this
right.
time, we're gonna have Dorian climb back down into the into his window. And your room. your room is clearly rummaged about at this point. You get back in. You see everything is open and things are moved around.
Well, he'll go make sure his possessions are where they should be, and relieved to find his special items are fine, but pissed off that his knife is missing.
I didn't know nothing about that shit.
Why do I feel like Vance is gonna get blamed for this?
Ambrose was the one who was advertising he was going to rummage through all of his stuff, so I'm just...
Yeah, exactly. So to Ambrose's room we go. Is Ambrose there? I don't remember where.
Me and Vance and Ambrose are in the hallway still, so if he comes out of the room, he might see them in the hallway.
Ambrose!
You done fucked up.
Morgana's gonna kind of write a little note and say, make sure to take care of yourself. Heart Morgana, and like kind of leave the plate on the ground before knocking.
Sure. So as you're rummaging around through the kitchen, trying to be quiet and whatnot, Moira presents herself out of her room from hearing the noise. She goes, Mistress Morgana, can I help you with anything tonight?
Actually, I was making something for you.
Oh, don't need to worry about me, Mum. I can take care of myself. I appreciate it.
It's just a kind gesture. I figured, you should. When I deal with certain things, sometimes I forget to take care of myself, so just wanted to make sure. What are you doing out of your room?
I heard rummaging in the kitchen, so I figured I'd come out and take a look.
Yeah.
And here you are,
okay.
making me a meal. You shouldn't be doing that, Mum. It's not your place. It's not my place to be fed by those that I serve.
I don't really believe in inequality.
Oh, Mom, this is not inequality at all. This is my sworn duty, my task for generations. We've been doing this for quite some time now. We do it with honor.
And I can order you, right? To do things.
And she smiles a little bit. Aye, Mum, you can.
So then I order you to appreciate and accept my gift of food and to take care of yourself. Let me take care of you. I know that you definitely did not ask for such a traumatizing thing to deal with. So.
Well, like I told Mr. Dorian, I'm all right. Blood, gore, torture, mutilation. These themes, they don't bother me. With my background in training and such niceties, I'm no stranger to putting someone under the knife for answers or otherwise.
Even as what I am, sometimes it still gets to me, so I don't totally believe that. But I hope you like fruit.
Listen, Mom, as I said, we've been doing this for generations. It's in our blood. And she taps her gold knife. She goes, we've seen it all.
Okay. Well, if you need anything at all, I order you to not be afraid to come knocking on my door.
Mum.
Yes.
I appreciate that. And she takes the little plate that you made, and she walks herself over to the island in the kitchen, puts it down, and then starts gently rearranging things into a way that she would prefer it to look, but smiling all the time, and like nodding at you.
Okay.
I appreciate this. I do. There's no question of that. But I would ask that you to make me feel better, not to do such actions again, Mum.
Okay.
And with that, she puts some cheese on cracker and chomps in it while looking at you.
Look, it's not perfect. I haven't made food in a long time, or feels like a long time.
Not to worry, Mum. This is a kind gesture and I appreciate it, as I said.
Okay.
I've hand-chosen all the items in the refrigerator besides the blood, and these are some of my favorite things. So, what you selected? Spot on.
Good soup. She
I don't
doesn't
see
say
any
that.
soup,
That's
but there
just me,
should be
though.
good soup.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Morgana's just gonna gently pat her shoulder before heading upstairs. She has hidden. How big is the knife?
A combat knife is about this big.
How thick is it?
A combat knife is typically. I could grab mine, but
And does it have a sheath?
yes, it has a sheath.
Okay.
A combat knife could be anywhere between 3 to 4 inches wide. There it is.
Oh, yeah, okay. So she's gonna just kind of look at herself and go slide it right down the middle. Right between these boys.
Okay. You're doing this in front of Moira?
No, she's gonna have walked away a bit and just done it like in between where the stairs are and the kitchen is.
Okay. Okay, and as you pat Moira on their shoulder, you see her kind of just ever so slightly move out of the way, but continue eating.
Okay.
What are you three in the hallway doing after you heard Dorian scream, Ambrose?
Can we see him? Has he run out into the hallway yet?
I think that he was just coming into his room and seeing the mess that's there, so you're hearing it from his room. Unless, Dorian, did you go into the hallway?
That's where I plan on going. I'm sure the shout happened, I'm sure, as he saw the mess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he doesn't sound happy. But at least he's off the side of the building. That's what counts, really.
Oh, of course he doesn't sound happy. You went through his room.
Vance, there's nothing but beige in that closet. You know what? Let me deal with this. Dorian, darling, and
No.
he just like prances down the hallway.
He's got
Hands up just like this.
this.
Just like this.
He's doing the
Swings
Hanacha
into the
run.
door. That's right.
Robin, it's so hard to be mad at you.
Dorian, darling, you called for me? Peeks through the room.
Oh man, he probably took a step out of the room as he saw Ambrose prancing up to him, and just the lift onto the wall again. This is becoming a trope.
Darling, are we frisking me down? Oh, my safe word. It's Legos.
What did you take?
Legos?
Take? I haven't taken anything. Did you see your closet? I would not take a thing out of that. All you have is beige, please.
Another slam up against the wall.
Oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Dorian, if you keep doing this, I'm going to think you're into me. Oh, you don't look happy at all.
You actually like do hear him chuckle when you say that.
Oh.
He sees you as no threat anymore. He kind of sits down a little bit.
Vance is like at the close enough to where he can hear this, and it's just like the whole time.
Whole time?
I have to say, Dorian, Dorian, I do have to say I'm about 90% more into you. But what was that yelling for, darling? I didn't take any of your beige things.
I am missing a knife. Where is it?
Oh, I don't have it, but if you'd like to frisk me down, darling. Slams his hands back up. Wiggles his eyebrows.
Okay. He begins to frisk you.
Oh, my. Not
He's
so
very
rough,
thorough.
Dorian. Ugh.
So Dorian, you pat Ambrose down, and Ambrose is holding on to nothing that would be yours, and you find just the one flip phone that was given to everybody, and that's about it.
Dorian, could I have that phone back, please?
Yes, Vance.
Yes.
Your turn.
Oh no.
Knife.
I have my knife. Do you need it?
My knife.
I don't have your knife. I didn't
One
even
of
know
you
you had a knife.
One of you took it from the room. Look at my room.
Yeah, I watched Ambrose go through it and judge you profusely. It was kind of horrifying, so I offered for him to come judge me. I didn't touch your stuff. And I would have made it very well known if I had taken your knife. I'd lick it.
Maybe it was not packed on the way here. He never saw Morgana enter his room, so he does not believe for a second that she has this knife. No, it didn't get packed. So he walks back into his room and starts cleaning up. I'm sorry for slamming you into the wall, Ambrose.
Oh, darling. And he comes against the door and he just leans against it. You can slam me against anything anytime. But you know, Moira could clean this up.
You can help clean this up since you made it.
Why don't you make me? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, that's not a nice expression.
Just
Yes, sir.
grab you again and toss you into the room.
We're gonna have like come up to the stairs and just watched this.
Yep, sure. So you could have come up in the backside and noticed it.
Vance is just gonna go.
Ambrose is on his hands and knees now. This is servant stuff. This is servant stuff, Dorian.
She's gonna like kind of step into the doorway. Moira, I did it. Look at what you made me do. All right. Moira is not feeling well, so I would rather that we try not to bother her for at least today.
Well, from what you saw, it's not that she wasn't feeling well. Like you obviously. Oh,
I know.
Okay.
It's just Mom Morgana right now.
Gotcha, Mom Ghana. Got it.
Mom Ghana.
Yeah, Mom Ghana.
He sees Morgana at the door and immediately recognizes the knife.
You literally can't see it. It is.
I thought you said it was right here.
What?
I thought you said it was right here, like right. Or did you actually hide it?
In her shirt, in her boobs.
You hid it. You didn't just slide it in there and the hilt's just sticking out of it. You hid my entire
Yeah, I was about to say.
knife.
Yeah.
I was about to say, this
Yes.
gentleman.
Yes, she's
Yes.
got big mommy milkers. Okay.
The knife that's this big.
Yeah, you could totally do that. You're underestimating how good boobs are at hiding shit.
All right,
George, you have to understand, all women have dimensional doors in their breasts.
it's a bag of holding right there.
Exactly.
So. Oh man. Well, you're okay.
Plus, she's also kind of like this. So.
Ambrose made a mess in my room. He's cleaning it up.
Oh, good.
Also, apparently, I'm missing a knife. Oh well.
Oh. I've been missing a few things. It's okay.
Is
And
Moira
right there,
stealing
right
from
here, we're actually going to take our 15-minute break.
It's
So,
Moira stealing from us. That's what we leave
Look
on.
how Vance's terrified now. Things are missing from our rooms. And oh fuck.
So we'll see you everybody in about 15 minutes, all right? So I'm going to click on this button. Bats. Woo! Click on this button. Bam. Woo! Click on this button.
Silencio, Bruno.
And welcome back.
You suck
I'm
at this.
sure. I'm sure you all heard our lovely Morgana screaming "Silencio, Bruno." Okay, so and here we are back with our crew. I hope you guys enjoyed a little break. Dorian had just gone up on the roof, made a phone call, had a little chit chat with somebody, came back inside, found his room was all disheveled, where Vance, Ambrose, and Morgana had been rummaging through his belongings. Morgana stole a combat knife, then proceeded to go into the kitchen and fix Moira a meal, who then came out into the kitchen and spoke with her for a little bit. And then Morgana has reconnected with the group. And now everyone's in the hallway being frisked by Dorian.
No, that's done now.
No, Ambrose is on his hands and knees, picking up all the stuff and sniffling
Mm-hmm.
in protest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of like seeing him like this.
It's kind of refreshing.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that, but yeah, that too.
All my angles are good angles, even from down here.
Nice
You
ass.
say it. You tell him.
I don't know what to say.
Okay, so Ambrose, by this time you get everything put back to order. So the room is now cleaned up and everything. Where do you guys want to head off to? What do you want to do? Moira is still in the kitchen. The room is now tidy. Dorian is no longer searching for a combat knife that he now believes was not packed up with it. The rest of his belongings.
Vance will look at Ambrose and be like, "You still want to judge my closet?"
Always. But I'm also curious about where were you going, Dorian? What did you do up there?
I was about to ask what that phone call was about.
Can't the man have a phone call?
Well, I mean, we don't get phone calls.
And realizes he didn't tell Vance to not tell anyone. Intelligence 1, here we go.
Oh, himbo.
It was my father's worried about me.
I tell if he's lying.
So he would have to do a charisma manipulation. You would have to roll against it.
Oh, that's good.
It'd be a difficulty 7. Charisma manipulation.
And then, charisma, just charisma?
Nope, charisma manipulation. You don't have
and
manipulation?
What was it, 7?
Yep.
Okay. Do I just say what I got?
Well, I'm waiting for Dorian to tell me what he got.
Okay.
Oh, I have to roll this as well.
Yep. Yeah. She's got to roll against yours.
1 success.
Okay. What'd you get, Morgana?
5 successes and I got a 10.
As soon as he looks at you, go, no, bullshit. I'm calling bullshit right now.
No, she's gonna stay quiet, but she's, by the look on her face, he knows that she knows. She knows.
Father, he was worried about me, and he wanted me to check up on him.
It's my sick grandmother, you see?
Your father. What's he like?
He's kind of an asshole.
Mine too! Look at us. We have daddy issues. But what was he calling for? Just to check up on you? That seems rather odd.
Doesn't he always?
And that explained you having to climb the side of a building.
I just wanted the easy access to the roof.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if my mother called me, I probably would do something stupid as well.
Actually, you've got a point.
Yeah.
If, and, I mean, even when I was human, whenever my parents tried to call me and I was with friends, I would step out of the room, knowing it might turn into a fight. So.
All right, yeah, let's not talk about parents anymore. Maybe we should. What are we going to do now? I don't.
So at this moment, you guys hear a light rapping on the door frame, and Moira steps into the space. Is everything all right in here?
Peachy.
Yeah.
It is now. We cleaned up.
Oh, Moira, darling. You must have had quite a night.
Oh no, like I told Master Dorian, I'm all right. I'm all right. Just a little bit different from what my training had taught me from all those years.
What was your training?
Oh, my background. Well, that's an interesting story, and if you're wanting to hear it in full, then I suggest you all get comfortable.
And Ambrose throws himself back on Dorian's bed.
Okay. What about the rest of... Oh, my spot!
Morgana's gonna look at Dorian and kind of beckon with her finger. Like, you and I are gonna talk, and then she's gonna step outside.
You're gonna step outside while Moira's about to talk?
She's kind of gonna give Moira a look like I've got something I gotta do, and then...
Okay, sure. Okay, Vance, what about you?
He's gonna push Ambrose off the bed.
Okay. Off the bed. Sure.
Just
Dorian,
like, that's my spot, like, push him.
Dorian, are you following Morgana?
Is this a big bed or a tinier bed?
It's a queen size bed.
Oh, okay. Just trying to hog a queen size bed.
Dorian, are you following Morgana out in the hallway? Are you following her beckon?
Well, Moira hasn't started talking yet, right?
No, she was just telling you all to get comfortable if you wanted to hear the story, and then Morgana just walked out, and Vance pushed Ambrose off the bed.
Yeah, he'll follow Morgana out. He doesn't care too much about the storyline or the story of the human that's working with him.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll jump to you guys in a little bit. Ambrose and Vance, you guys tussle for a little bit, and Moira is just staying there smiling until you both get comfortable.
Moira and Morgana are the mothers of this breakfast club.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vance just like begrudgingly like be comfortable on one side of the bed, like still kind of like low key try to push Ambrose off with his shoulder.
All right, and then Moira, once she sees you two get a little more comfortable, she starts telling her tale. My family has been working for the Ventru clan for generations, and I am the last of my line. It all started back in Ireland with my great-great-grandmother, Siobhan Brethnach. My grandmother was a chambermaid to a wealthy family that was just as powerful as the nobility of their region. Siobhan was a beautiful, young, bright, dedicated, resourceful, but also knew when to leap in that opportunity. The family she was working for was known for their unbearing attitude to, and she looks at Ambrose's part, the help. On more than one occasion, Siobhan's hair was either shaved to the scalp or burnt off, because the dinner was served a moment later than the family deemed appropriate. If the candlesticks burnt too low, Siobhan would be struck with a rod under the rule of thumb. The education, as the family would call it, was often and ever growing in harshness. Now, Siobhan was a superstitious woman. She believed in all the fae and the wilds of the supernatural world. So when a certain trio of vampire came calling to the mansion one fateful evening, my dear grandmother was the one to answer the door. Upon seeing their pale skin, pointed fangs, and overbearing auras, she was certain, without a shadow of a doubt, that she was face to face with vampires. And that there she quickly learned that the stories of needing to welcome a vampire into your home, lest they not enter, were quite far from true. Siobhan was now in discussion with your 3 elders, all smiling at her, while she stood her ground and refused entry. As the story I was told goes, it was Lady Nisha that stepped forward, past the threshold of the doorway, and spoke with her. She said, "Your courageous dedication to your employer is admirable. I would like to offer you employment in our service at 4 times your current salary. And better still, we won't kill you." Now you're going to need to understand that the offer of such payment during those times was astounding to my grandmother, and keeping her life was, of course, a huge benefit to her as well. She didn't need much more convincing after that, and stepped aside and let in the waiting elders. Siobhan didn't see much of what happened next, but quickly found bodies bloodied, beheaded, and drained in many different locations throughout the mansion. She saw the once familiar faces of the other maids and butlers, the children of the family, the wicked wife, and even the wolf-hunting hounds, all dead. As she walked up towards the sounds of a catastrophe coming from the master's room. As she reached the top of the stairs, the door of the master's room opened, and from the inside, by Lord Astaroth. While the master was on his knees in front of Lady Nisha, and her terrible war axe on the side of his neck, Lady Kafara then walked out of the room toward Siobhan and whispered, "Take your revenge for his wickedness. This is your first task in our service." My grandmother then realized what she had greed herself into. As she stepped forward, seeing the war axe was now lifted and the handle being handed over to her by Lady Nisha. The blood thumping in her ears as she grabbed the tremendously heavy weapon with both hands, stepping in front of her once former employee, whose face was filled with hatred, and a line of blood trickling from the side of his mouth. With the dancing lights from the fireplace illuminating the room behind her, Siobhan heft the axe over her shoulder with both hands, and the memories of all evil and unkind deeds that the master did to her. That was the moment he spoke to her. "Do it, you fucking whore." Those were the last words Master Brian spoke before his head left his shoulders and found its place on the stone floor. A look of malice upon his face as he blinked a final time, locking eyes with Siobhan. Siobhan was then whisked away by the elders, who set fire to the mansion as they left, and she followed in silence. The next several months and years were all spent running errands during the day and training with her new employers in the evening. The training was not anything you would expect for a once chambermaid. She was taught about anatomy and physiology of the human body. She was learned in the old ways of torture that were used in times of the Inquisition, then taught espionage and how to lure people to follow her, and just as importantly, how to protect herself and use hidden blades. Years later, she had to sleep with a target that the elders had an interest in to gain his trust. Unfortunately for her, the contraceptive use did not work. She was with child, and the elders continued using her for their own deeds, while pampering her with gifts and ensuring her that she would be well taken care of and comfortable. When the time came for her to give birth, the elders simply said, "We'll be sure to watch over her, and she will know of how important you were to our vision." These words were spoken by Lady Kafara to Siobhan the moment my grandmother, Ashlyn, was born. She had no time to see her daughter, as Lord Astaroth sunk his fangs into Siobhan as soon as the child was delivered. The elders kept Siobhan's golden right eye and disposed of the body. Ashlyn was dropped off at an orphanage and taken care of until she was 15 years old, and that's when the elders came to collect their new pet. Long story short, here we are now, in New York City, great-great-granddaughter of Siobhan in service to the elders and those of their clan. I was raised the same way, given to an orphanage at birth and clotted at age 15. The training they endured, I have as well, and more so. The training has evolved with the times, of course, and I stand before you a proud woman who holds the blood of Siobhan in my veins, for however long I have left. Does that answer your question?
Oh, Moira. So, if you wanted to, you would be unable to leave this place?
I have no want for leaving. Just a moment, let's wait for this to get back in. Thank you for that deletion and ban of that person. Appreciate it. Where does it go? All right. All right, well, we can continue. I have no want for leaving this place, but if I were, for some strange reason, wanting to leave, I don't reckon that I could.
And say if someone came to you with a similar offer to leave your abusers as Javon was offered, would you take it?
I don't think that I would. At this point, this is family.
Doesn't sound like any family I would like to have.
1 year left in an orphanage for 15 years, and 3 powerful, wealthy individuals come to collect you, and they bestow the gift of knowledge of your ancestry. You quickly decide what family means.
If you could, Moira, would you become what we are?
I wouldn't. I would not. Simply because that means that there would be no one in service to you here.
Well, I think I could learn how to work a washing machine.
And she starts laughing. And go, "Oh, I do apologize, Master Ambrose, but I truly doubt that you would be able to handle such chores."
You are quite a dear.
Vance is gonna kind of stand up and walk over and just look at Moira and be like, Can I give you a hug?"
I suppose that would be all right. Yeah, I haven't had a hug before from a vampire, but certainly.
He's just gonna like hug her and very gently whisper, "I understand what it's like to be in an orphanage," before letting her go.
When you say that, she goes, "So you understand that the prospect of being adopted, even by someone who had control over your family, in previous lives is still more endearing than what would happen inside the four walls of an orphanage.
Yeah.
Moira, I realize that you're bound to probably report every single little thing we do here. But I would like to say, if you wanted a way out or wanted to leave, well, I'd turn a blind eye, darling. And I'd
I
help you if you'd
appreciate
like.
that. I appreciate that, Master Ambrose. If I ever get drunk enough and something smacked me upside me head that made me want to leave, I'll take you up on that offer.
Oh, Moira, just looking at you. I'd like to I would really, really like to just forcibly turn you into a vampire, but I won't. I will hold back. I would just like to free you so badly. I'm sorry, Vance. I really would. Even being free as a vampire would be better than this.
When you say that, she kind of rubs her golden eye a little bit and goes, well, you wouldn't have been the first one to try and force that upon our lineage. And I would say from experience, it wouldn't end well for you.
Yes, I've seen a little bit of what Lady Katfar could do.
I don't mean your elders.
No. Oh, you're terrifying.
Oh, Moira. I'm about 90% more into you. Is that... No, it can't be. Is that your grandmother's eye?
Oh, aye. We all had it surgically planted in place over our true right eye. Through it, we can see her memories, and the way forward is unclouded.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
You can see her memories.
I can see my mother's memories, my grandmother's memories, and my great-grandma's memories. We've all had the same training. As I said, it changes with each generation. So everything that was learned is still learned through me.
I have a question for you, Moira.
Right?
Through this eye, have you ever seen Dragon?
What's a dragon? Like a dragon?
No, it's an elder. Bad fellow, I suppose. The elders are looking for him, and we got wrangled into the mess of looking for him, and then his lackeys came up, and, well, anyways.
I have not heard, I have not seen nor heard of a dragon before.
But you are familiar with the elders and their past.
I'm only familiar with what the elders have told me great-grandmother and me great-great-grandmother Siobhan and Ashlyn, and then my mother and myself.
And do you expect to be a broodmare?
Quite possibly, if I'm lucky.
Would you like to be?
Now, Master Ambrose, if that's an offer, I can't accept that. I'm sorry. I am in service to you.
It certainly is not. Not in this case. Unless.
Unless. And yet. So while this is happening, Dorian and Morgana, let's hear what's going on with your story.
I think Morgana would probably walk to, like, I don't know, the deck. Has that been cleaned, or is there still just corpses?
Nope, there's still four bodies out there.
We should really get someone to do something about this. So, you and I both know you were lying through your teeth. She kind of just, like, turns and leans on the railing.
Sounded like Carl Weezer for a second.
I can see that. Dorian, I don't know about the others, My job is reading people, lying. What were you actually on the phone for?
Why do you care?
Because it's kind of shady.
It's my personal life. Why should I tell you?
It's not your personal life anymore. You're dead. You have been dead. We are all dead, and we are all connected in some way.
Very funny. We are not all living. We're all dead. I get it. I've heard
It
all
wasn't a
those
joke.
jokes for many years already. Okay, I get it. It's very funny. All right, look, I will say that I was not talking to my father. He and I are not on great terms. They never have been. Don't ever want to hear from him. If we ever hear from him, then there will be problems.
Tell me
I
something I
would,
don't know.
right? But everyone's got family problems, so it's whatever.
Whatever is discussed, we can keep it between us.
I was talking to my sire.
What did they want?
What? I can't tell any of you anything right now. You just have to understand that we cannot talk about this while we're in the apartment. I cannot let anyone know about anything right now. Do you think the Ventru and Lady Kafara and Lady Nisha are giving us all the information they know?
She shakes her head. She doesn't say anything.
Do you think the Malkavians were telling Cassandra and us everything that they know? No.
No.
All I know is that we are brand new vampires to these people, and I'm worried that we are going to become bait or the privates in the army, or the ground troops that can investigate and gain that information for the other important vampires to use. I've been a vampire a little bit longer than all of you, but I've also been in wars, and I know how this works, and I'm not happy with it. I'm worried about everyone, so I cannot tell you all this information right now. I don't think I really want to. You have not given me any real reason for me to trust you. You of all of
And
everyone here.
How could I do that? I'm the only one who, well, I'm not the only one, but feel like I'm the only one who can understand.
So you keep saying that. You keep telling yourself that, but you don't show it. I don't believe you. I don't even know who you are. I don't know where you're from. I know Vance a little bit. We talked about the Bruja history, and we talked. I know Ambrose. I mean, everybody knows who Ambrose is. Ambrose is Ambrose. Is
Pretty
Ambrose.
open.
I don't even know who your sire is. I don't know anything about you.
You know the shady one with the trench coat offering light bulbs?
Yeah.
That's my sire. I'm from here. I'm from the not very nice part, nothing like this. My favorite color's blue. I'm 20 something, 28.
Okay, I understand why it is you don't want to talk about your Sarah now.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more than that. Ambrose is the first person that I felt comfortable with sharing about it. But I want you to trust me. I want everyone to trust me. And I want to trust everybody else too. And I don't really know how that works. I haven't had a good history with trust. But
you've never given me any reason, I guess, to break my trust. It's not like you've, lied to me or stolen from me or anything. So I guess I can trust you a little bit. But I feel like we're going to have to, because in the future, if this is what we are getting ourselves into, then we're only going to have to rely on each other a little bit. But I don't know. I get bad feelings about people sometimes.
she just kind of brings her hands to his face and like cups his cheek, and she's like, "Oh, I have your knife in my breasts."
That statement.
You
Right in between them. And I took it because I felt like I'm not a very good addition to this group in combat.
Do you know how to use it?
I mean, it's a knife, and I lived on the streets at some point in my life, so yes. Probably not like you, but yes.
Do I have points in that? I don't remember if I have points in that.
Points
It's
in
going
what?
In melee. I have 1 point in melee, so yes, do know how to use it.
I have 2.
Yeah. So you know how to use melee weapons. Oh, good. Good. We're good with knives. I have more points in brawl.
So, just you mentioned that, and since we're being open and transparent, she's still just kind of like brushing her thumb along his cheek before pulling her hand away.
Can I please have my knife back?
Can I have a knife?
At least you picked a good one.
What?
You have good taste in knives.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, you may keep it.
Really? Oh.
Yes, but do not ever touch my guns.
Oh no. Not really. It's loud for me. She's gonna start kind of laughing a little bit. If you want to get to know me, you can just ask,
I don't. I don't want to get to know you. I don't want to get to know any of them. Except maybe Cassandra. Cassandra kind of scares me.
Wait, you don't want to get to know any of us, but you.
Except maybe Cassandra.
Because she scares you?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I think she can be very powerful.
That's another concern that I had. I mean, I know you said that we might be bait, but I don't think that that's what they have planned for her.
I don't think the Ventru know anything about Cassandra's abilities.
On that, we're going to jump back over to Ambrose and Vance with Moira. And Moira says to you two, I hope that my background didn't put you in too much of a tizzy.
I'm being honest, just a little.
What?
Pisses me off a little bit.
Robin, you're muted.
Moira, I'm sorry I called you the help, and I'm a cad. Uh, but from here on out, I'll clean my own room and I'll do my own laundry. You could show me how to work the buttons on the machine that washes them. And, well, if you need help, please come to us.
We
Oh, I
appreciate
wish I could just. If I could tear out your uterus, I would, lovingly. Not like that, not savagely, but oh, I don't want you to be a broodmare for those Ventrue.
As you said that lovely description of what you would like to do, you see one of her hands goes behind her back, almost formally, like in the small of her back, just like, and she straightens up a little bit, and she smiles and goes, I don't know if that's a kindness or just you being yourself, Master Ambrose, but either way, I appreciate where your heart is. She gives you a little bow in your direction, and then says, "I think that we should all collect each other on the balcony."
We should what?
Collect each other.
Oh, collect each other.
And she starts heading out towards. Yep. She starts heading out towards the through the kitchen and up into the balcony, and she opens up the sliding glass door out into the conversation of Morgana and Dorian. And Vance and Ambrose follow right behind. So all five of you are now standing outside. And Moira looks over and sees the four bodies that are still there, and says, "Don't worry, I've already called sanitation. They'll be coming by shortly to pick up the mess." Is there anything you need of me for this evening?
Nothing at all.
Oh, Moira, you could hang out with us anytime you please.
Right, I appreciate that, and I'll put that on the back burner, as it were, Master Ambrose.
And you will teach me how to use the washing clothes machine, yes?
And she puts her hand up and like snickers a little bit, and then I'll do my best to teach you.
You're darling.
No, we could teach you too.
Nonsense. Moira's far more superior at this. I will look to her expertise.
Nonsense. She does the dirty clothes. I will learn from her.
God.
Well, tonight has been something.
So what were you two talking about?
Which casino
My
we're going to go
boobs.
first?
What?
Yeah,
Nothing.
why not? We don't really have any orders right now. We might as well relax a little. We can go to a couple of places, let off some steam. Yes, no?
We can go to the casino.
That sounds fun.
Well, I don't have any money. Do you have any money?
It only takes a little bit of money to enjoy yourself, but also yes, I have some money.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then. Let's go play. Let's go play with Dorian's money.
You can have some of mine too.
Here goes a full dot of my resources just out the window.
As you're talking about planning on going to the casino, Moira chimes in. Best not forget that Lord Astaroth asked to see you all back at the heart of the city when you had a free moment. And she looks back over at the four carcasses now and says, "I wouldn't leave a man who gave you such a lovely gift waiting for too long."
Yeah.
That's
Right.
Well,
so
Moira.
casinos.
Vance is gonna look down at himself and go, I think I need to change first.
Yeah, I've already changed, so.
He's still covered in blood.
We're all in agreement that Lord Astaroth is right. But no, I can't even say it. But we agree, don't we?
Yeah. There's something like grossly charming about him. Like if he wasn't a vampire, I feel like he wouldn't be that bad looking.
Yes.
You got
Morgana, he
This is
grows on you
definitely
like
not
cancer.
influenced by any out of character things at
None
all.
whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
you definitely have the gross part correct.
I don't know, I don't mind my men bald.
Neither do I.
Matt. Can't with you.
I realized after I said it.
I can't with Matt. Fucking Matt.
So, Casino, are we gonna go and hurry
God, get it out of your system. Just get it out.
Right,
Well,
so
Moira, I'd just
we'll
like to let
say-
you know that we're on your side. Let's go.
Where are we going?
But it's good to hear that someone's on me side, but at the same time, I'm on all of your sides. I've got your back through thick and thin. You have me in your service.
Oh, Moira, I wish I had $1 million so that I could take you away from here. Someplace beautiful. Fiji, Milan this
you
time.
see her
Ambrose,
walking away slowly, and you hear her then go, You used to.
Well,
What are we
that was
doing?
right.
Moira got sassy.
Good. She's like, now that we've opened that space, she's like, I'm seeing opportunity. Look at me in this
This is the newest season of What We Do in the Shadows.
It's seriously.
He really starts to get real sassy. Anyway,
Guillermo. Okay. Big fan. So what are we doing, guys? Are we going to play at least a game at the casino? And just say that.
you really should go to see Astaroth.
I know.
Lord Astaroth.
I know.
I agree.
I agree.
Then
Let
let's
me
go.
go change first. I don't think he wants to see any of us bloodied.
Yeah, I don't want other vampires to jump on me and lick off all this blood off of my clothing.
I mean, unless you want that.
I
No.
was gonna say.
Well, I've already changed and I look fabulous. Who needs help?
You still gotta raid my closet.
Oh.
We'll save that for
And-
another time.
Vance is gonna grab Ambrose and be like, "You're coming with me."
Never mind. I'll wait by the door.
Yeah, you can wait in the foyer or the living room area.
She just sits there and crosses her legs.
There's a TV in there if you wanted to turn it on.
Ooh, yeah. Let's see what's on. At like what time is it?
Watch
It's
it.
10
Adult
it's
Swim.
10:30. All right, so Ambrose
Adult
and
Swim.
Vance are at in Vance's room, scourging through his grave clothes.
He's gonna hop into the shower while Ambrose is just going ham in his room, in the closet.
This one, and you want this one with these accessories and these shoes. Very nice.
To be
The
fair, he
closet's
feels
nice.
out of place at the venture, so he's like, who could be, you know what, fuck it, Ambrose. Choose my clothes.
Yes, he's chosen a very nice ensemble.
Without
Peeks into the
opening,
door.
he's gonna like kind of peek out, keeping the door hiding him, and be like, clothes, or at least a shirt.
in a rolled up ball. I present to you clothing.
Thank you, good sir.
Ambrose presents the clothes. First this, then this. These shoes with this. And these underwear.
It shows my.
Why is the back missing? I like it. Wear it.
That's not underwear.
Well, put it on anyways.
No. Fuck it, I'm going commando.
There's the spirit.
Pulling a true Tribbiani right there.
Dorian's clothes, there's barely a difference when he gets out.
Got it.
Different clothes, but it's almost the same.
What am I watching?
What are you watching? What do you want to watch? You have every
Animal
channel
Planet.
and every streaming
Steve
service
Irwin.
at your disposal.
MTV News. Oh, is MTV News a thing anymore?
Oh man, I remember. Right, you just blew my mind for a second. I can't go there
Because
right
it's on-
now. I can't go there right
'cause it was-
now.
It was
Hello,
on usually.
MTV. Welcome.
It was
to
on
my
usually at
crib.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was
No,
at
MTV
10
News
o'clock, and it
was
was.
on in the evening.
And then you had the animation series. You had the Head. You had the Tick. You had Aeon Flux. You had
Daria.
Daria. You had all that great. All right, stop, focus.
Yeah,
focus.
I'm like, you guys are going off.
Okay, Ambrose runs back downstairs after he's done throwing the clothes, and he plops down back to next to Morgana.
I
Gotcha.
feel like he chose something with a very open chest, and Vance is like walking down, zipping his leather jacket up, like, motherfucker.
All right, so you all now reconvene into the living room area. Who is going to reach out to Darius? Bless you. Okay.
She just does the whole thing, and yeah.
The text message requesting a pickup service, and you get a
And she has a little
response.
smiley face.
Yeah. Okay.
Thought that was,
You
I
see,
thought that was
you
very
get a
important.
you get a response really quickly back. Be there in 5.
Cool.
So
Okay.
you guys make your way down into the you say goodbye to Moira first, who bows to you all graciously and then resumes her chores for the evening. Tapping on her tablet and swiping a few times. You guys then hop into the elevator and it brings you down with a nice chime to the ground floor. Dan, the doorman, opens up the main door for you. Goes, "Up, there's those vampires."
Team
Have you
Edward.
seen the new season of What We Do in the Shadows? So
Nope, I work at those times. I don't get to check out new TV really.
good. That sucks.
That's all right. I don't mind. It's okay. The TV is kind of rotting your brain out anyways.
Hey, don't make fun of Golden
Watches
Girl.
you.
What? What did he say?
He said the government watches you.
Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's one of those people. Oh man.
You're telling me I'm wrong?
Am I wrong?
Grow up, bro.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Sister was a witch.
Darius.
A few moments
Did
later, the giant black Chevy pulls up. Not Chevy. Cadillac pulls up, and Darius hops out. Not looking as upset as he did before. He goes, "All right, it didn't take very long. Where to?"
Heart of the city.
Very good. All right. He opens up the door to welcome you all in. Who's sitting up front?
Morgana did
Cassandra.
last time.
I'm sure Cassandra will.
Okay, we'll put Cass up
Yeah.
front.
Right.
All right, he shuts the door and tells, once he gets in, "All right, buckle up, and we'll be at the city in about," looks around to see the intersections, to see how much traffic there's. But then about 10 minutes, 25 seconds. And then he just starts going off. It's a Friday night, so there's a little bit more traffic in the city at this time. So he's driving a respectable New York City limousine driver would be through the city right now, weaving in and out of traffic, stopping when a messenger bike just pulls out of nowhere, starts cursing him off, and then continues on. And then a few moments later, almost to the exact time that he explained, you guys stop at the heart of the city.
Morgana was counting to make sure.
Yep. Actually, no, let me roll for him to see if it actually was.
Just because she's curious.
That would be performance and drive, and his drive is all maxed out.
Poor
That's like
Darius.
1,
Does
2,
he ever
3,
get to
4,
see his
4
wife?
10s and 2 3s. Okay, yeah. He totally makes it, no problem. Does he ever see his wife? You can ask him.
Darius, you've been dropping us off and picking us up. When do you have time for your wife? Did you give her that frock in the back of your trunk?
Right, well, the missus, she understands the necessity of my position, so I come and go as I need, and well, I've allowed the little lady to, explore the avenues if need be.
Oh, and do you explore avenues as well?
I know every avenue in this city.
Oh, I see.
Morgana's gonna get out once he says that.
That is my type of relationship.
So he lets you all, he runs out, opens the door for everybody, lets you out. He goes, all right, you know what to do. And he just shuts the door and just hops back in and drives off.
I like him.
Ambrose, please give me a perception alertness, difficulty 8.
Cool. Perception. One second. 3. Roll. All successes. 3.
All right, 3? Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, 3 successes. Everything heard right now, the entire party, you can all hear the bass coming from the inside of the club. And Ambrose, you hear very faint somewhere. You don't know where it's coming from, but you hear...
Did you just blow into your mic?
Did you hear the whistling or no?
No.
I didn't.
I think
but
your
okay.
mic probably pinged it.
Let me whistle a little bit louder.
Froze.
Nope, let me whistle a little bit louder then.
Usually high pitch. It's really cool that it's not picking up your whistling, but usually
really
high pitched
cool.
noises don't get picked up. You just look weird.
I mean,
Did I just get catcalled?
See, mine picks it up.
Yeah, yours picked it up perfectly.
Are there some construction workers around? Somebody just whistled.
So it's you hear a familiar song being whistled that you've heard once before, but you don't know where it's coming from.
Did you all hear that?
Hear what?
That tune, that familiar tune.
Can you mimic?
You didn't hear that.
What's the song?
Yes, and then he mimics it, the song.
I don't actually know what it sounds like right now.
It's the melody for Golden Afternoon from Alice in Wonderland.
It's
You can learn a lot of things from the flowers, especially in the month of June.
Did we hear that, or is it just kind of like?
Only Ambrose was able to pick it up.
Only you heard that, I think.
Da, 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 da. Where's that coming from?
So you only heard that one little bit, then it just stopped.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it just
That's
stopped.
odd. Okay. No one else heard that?
And Morgana look
Maybe
around for anything shifty.
Oh, that's strange. All right. Is there? So I don't know any direction where it's at. It's just sort of.
Yeah, you don't know where exactly it came from. I'm sending you a DM on Instagram really quickly.
On Instagram. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. 1 second.
Hair looks so cute. That little earring. Ooh. Okay.
It's just strange. I've heard that tune once before. It was strange, and I woke up in a
Morgana's
bathtub,
gonna
and
put her hand on his shoulder and just kind of pull him a little closer. It's okay.
oh. Well,
Figure it out.
It's peculiar. I've heard that tune once before, but I don't know if I should say it here right now.
Yeah, we'll
perhaps
go
somewhere.
in and we'll get this on, and you can tell us later.
Yes, I think that would be wise. Although could he try to use Auspex to see if there's anybody around or anything possibly that could like I don't know.
I mean, so
if there's anyone around the outside of the perimeter that they're at that isn't human.
Yeah, you could do that to like pick up a scent of something that's not human. If you give me a perception alertness, it's going to be very high difficulty because you are in a very crowded area. It's going to be at least a 9. I'm sorry,
Perception alertness?
Perception investigation, excuse me.
Oh, perception investigation. 5, 6. 3 passes, 3 successes out of 6.
Okay, with difficulty 9? Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, so you're standing there and you're like looking around really quickly because the sound that you heard it strikes something in you, and now you're like smelling the air to trying to pinpoint where it was coming from, and you just get a hint of a very quickly fading fragrance of one or more, maybe more. You can't tell exactly because there's so many people around. One other person that was here who was not a human.
I'd like to go inside now. Please.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later. Onwards.
Morgana will walk inside.
Okay, you all go inside the heart of the city and you start making your way through the regular roundabouts ways. Vance, you see Novelette at the DJ booth actually taking control of the music. She sees you and she does a womp 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 as you're walking through.
She's just gonna be like, yeah.
And then you guys make your way down the elevator with the same old school ghoul who's sitting there in his very sharp Armani suit, still smelling terrible. And when you get down to the heart of the sanctum, doors open up and you make your way in. The doors open up before you, and there stands Travis, smiling a little bit at you, and then nods you guys in past.
What was Travis again?
Travis is the vampire that has the scar across his neck. He doesn't speak, and he's the one who every time you see him run, he just disappears, and was watching over your first fight and gave the information to Lady Nisha.
What was he though?
What do you mean?
Like, is he Ventrue or?
Yeah, he's Ventrue.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep.
She's gonna and
Just goes.
Ambrose ignores him completely, holds his head up, and follows right at Morgana's heels.
Okay.
Vance will just go back.
All right. So you guys make your way in. Once you get into the sanctum, you see that it's, not very crowded. This is probably the most quiet you've seen the sanctum so far. There are 5 other vampire there. 2 of whom you saw at the your first night here. That are not Ventrue. They are some of the ambassadors from other clans, and they're talking with each other. And then just the other vampire who are Ventrue are either sitting at a table drinking from a goblet, or standing in front of one of the fireplaces looking at it with like a blank expression on their face. And then you hear the door to the room of pain closing. As you're walking in, like, it's starting to slowly close, and you hear the screams of Pascal saying, "Just feed me, please!" And then the door shuts.
Well, home sweet home.
I didn't really like it, but so where is Lord Astra? We would just wait here until he comes and gets us, right? Make our presence known.
How are you gonna make your presence known?
I was asking the group.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't fancy knocking on his door or anybody else's. Couldn't we get one of the individuals to get them?
Can Morgana just kind of walk around and see if she finds them?
Yeah, absolutely.
She'll look for if there's a fly around or something.
Fly? You'll look to see if there's a fly in the room? Is that what I just heard?
No, I'm joking. It was a joke.
Oh, I was like, okay.
No, just follow the flies. I'm sure you'll find him.
If Ambrose looks... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If Ambrose looks around the doors, around the thrones or anything, would he find anybody stationed outside of the doors, or...
The only one who's
like,
stationed
Lord
outside of the
Astra?
doors is Travis. He's like the sentinel right now. But there's no one else like standing guard over any of the rooms.
Can Morgana go up to Travis?
Say again?
Can Morgana go up to Travis?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know where Lord Astaroth is?
He looks at you and then looks over at the far left door and just goes,
I'm just gonna walk over. And I guess, I don't know, is the door open or is it closed?
It is closed. You see that there's a light coming from underneath the door frame, but the door is shut, like solid.
Just kind of standing there. Is there talking at all from inside?
You can't make out anything.
Okay, she's just gonna gently tip.
A few moments go by and you see the door open maybe this much, and you see Lord Astaroth's face right up against it, his eye just like squints at you, and then he goes, "I'll be out with you in a moment."
She doesn't really say anything. She's just like, "Thank you," and joins the group. I never knew knocking on a door would make me terrified.
I can't believe you knocked on Lord Astroth's door.
I think he likes me.
You did tell us to come.
Yeah. That's why my better judgment.
What after the throne situation? I don't want to touch anything of theirs.
You don't have to.
Well, then I won't.
Good.
Fine.
Great.
A few moments later.
Children, you're both pretty.
Not touching you, not touching you. A few moments later, Lord Astaroth opens his door and like slinks out, closes it firmly, and like locks it with his key. And he tucks the key into an inside breast pocket. And he kind of like very, very original Nosferatu movie glides towards you all. And he just goes, "Welcome back. I take it that you enjoyed your gift."
Very much. Dorian. It's like... Yes, it was very wonderful. We're very grateful.
It was something.
We received a request for sanitation services, understanding that you had depleted them for their fighter.
Yes.
I appreciate that you have come so quickly. Would you like to speak of our next assignment for you?
Yes, that sounds good.
And he turns around and he just goes, "Come with me." He walks back over to his door, reaches in and grabs the key again, unlocks the door, and pushes it wide enough for you guys to get through as he slinks in and waits back up against the wall to make sure nobody else gets in.
Morgana's face is completely straight. I just cannot hold in my disgust. And horror. She's gonna walk inside.
All right. Everybody walks in. Okay. You guys walk in, and the room, sorry, my dog just put her entire nose underneath the door. I see you. The room has one table with one chair, and on that table are just stacks and stacks of gold coins and like thick wads of cash. And around the perimeter of the room are a magnitude of locked safes and some old relic looking caches that have gems and other precious items within it that they reflect the candlelight off of them, off of the walls, and it just refracts against the other sides of the walls. There is quite literally a hoard of monies and treasures here in this room. And he makes his way after you all get into the room. He slams the door behind you, and you hear 4 different locks. He goes very quickly, then he makes his way over to his desk, sits down, and looks at you all and says, "Here we are again. Your first mission was, would we call it a success? Or were there hiccups along the way?" Looking at Ambrose and Vance.
Successful hiccups?
We're still new to this, and it is a learning process, but The mistakes that were made will not happen again.
And then he continues by saying, there will be no more mistakes, I guarantee that. And then he looks over at Vance and then whispers, I've never heard of a successful hiccup.
Well, the ends justify the means, darling. Wouldn't you say?
What did you just call me?
Darling?
1 second.
And he says it really slow. Darling?
Okay, cool.
Oh, God.
I'm scared.
We're gonna step back.
Okay.
Ambrose's expression is very hostile when he's looking at Lord Astaroth. But he's smiling.
Vance, she just slowly turn and just stare at Ambrose.
So, as you reiterate what you said to Lord Astaroth and call him darling once more, you see his faint smile completely disappear. And he kind of does this. As you see the deep cracks on his face expand a little bit.
Mm.
And Morgana, you remember when you were close to him the first time, you saw little creatures inside. These creatures and bugs start crawling out of his cracks, and they start climbing their way down his face and into his clothing, and make their way all the way down and start scuttling across the floor right towards Ambrose and start climbing up your shoes and into your pant leg, making their way up along. You feel them all crawling. There's at least 100 of them crawling along your legs and past up your chest, and they're now on your lips, and you feel little pincers just like grabbing and like pulling at your lips gently enough to peel it a little bit. And you hear Lord Astaroth go, once again, what did you call me?
Ambrose slams himself back against the door and tries clawing his face off. You're a monster! That's what I should have called you, a monster! You're not a darling, you're a monster!
Okay.
And he's screaming as he's hysterically as he's trying to claw at his face. Sorry, guys.
No problem. This is perfectly fine. Can you please roll blood for me?
Yep.
I loved Ambrose while he was around.
I forgot that I was muted. When Ambrose goes to lunge at Astaroth, can I try and stop that?
Just a moment.
Unfortunately, I think it's too late. I wanted whenever there's an opportunity, I would like for Morgana to pop in, but that's on the DM to call. When.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
This will be a difficulty 8.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I feel like this is Robin's way of just killing off Ambrose.
I hope not. Like
7 okay, no, 7 successes and 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 1.
Okay, so you got 6 successes then.
Yes.
Okay. You have your little outburst. You have that little outburst, but you don't go into a complete frenzy. However, Lord Astaroth didn't do so well in his role. He then charges at you this short distance that there was from his chair to where you are, and with 2 fingers he puts it underneath your neck like that and lifts you up against the wall.
Yep.
And you see him then go as a horde of creatures and bugs come out of even larger, and they are now rushing up his arm, and they're all now diving into your mouth. It fills your entire mouth cavity as they're starting to now crawl their way down into your throat. And you feel them eating your insides.
There's nothing but choking sounds and thrashing, choking and thrashing, and clawing at his neck.
So this is all happening, and then after he does that deep monstrous roar, he stops himself and doesn't drop you. He takes his hand and launches you across the room. And let me see his strength. Okay.
I'm hiding. Oh my god.
Okay, you take 4 levels of bashing damage as your head slams into the wall. And you fall down and you start hacking, and all these, they're small, they're minute creatures and bugs, but they have done damage to you on the inside.
Yep.
You slam into the wall and you drop to the floor, and now you're grabbing yourself, and you're like and they're spilling out of your mouth.
Am I coughing up blood?
You're coughing up black. So along with the creatures that come out, like there's black ichor that's coming with that, and the creatures and bugs are now coming out of your mouth and out of your nose as you're hacking, and they're rushing their way back over to Lord Astaroth, who has now resumed his seat at the table.
Morgana is rushing over to Ambrose and wiping bugs off.
He is just severely shaking, but now completely silent and submissive as he's on the floor, on his knees, staring at Astaroth, and he's not getting up off his knees.
Yep.
Sure. What is the other 2 players doing while this happens?
Exactly that. Just that.
Vance is just unable to say anything or even look at Astaroth.
Good soup.
Was it though?
One of these days, Ambrose will learn not to piss off the elders. We only got one left.
He's so upset on Moira's behalf. Sorry, guys.
Could Morgana look and do dominate person on Ambrose?
On Ambrose? Okay, I'm making sure you said Ambrose, not Astaroth. I was about to say, really? But okay, yeah.
God, no.
Yeah, you can definitely do it because Ambrose is definitely a younger bloodline than you are.
Okay. What do I gotta do for that?
You just dominate. But actually, because it's a no, it's fine. You just say you dominate person. So what are you doing?
Oh, I just basically she kind of grabs his face and looks at him. Sleep. Goes to sleep.
Is he asleep?
Yeah, you're asleep. So
sure
you're now lying on the floor, and a few bugs are still trailing out of your mouth.
She gets back up, brushes herself off, and then approaches his desk. I'm very sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, she she's just kind of approached, not like his desk, but just kind of gone back from where Ambrose was to where she had been, until he shows indication that she's welcome up to his desk. But she's gonna apologize, like, I'm really sorry about that. Darling is a term of endearment and respect to people around him, but I can understand you not wanting to be called that.
I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. Give me a moment.
I get you.
Got
It's a
it.
vibe.
Lord Astaroth then slams his hand on the desk and says, "Do not patronize me, Morgana. I know this one's actions, and I do not appreciate them. Calling me by such a term. Do not make excuses for him. Though he may be new, he will learn."
What's the hope anyway?
You're right. So, the job you had for us.
He takes a deep breath and looks at you all, and then looks back at his desk. "I must reevaluate this situation now. Sit in the inner sanctum until I call for you."
Dorian, you're carrying Ambrose. She just turns around and goes,
Vance, you're carrying Ambrose.
I was gonna offer to help carry Ambrose with you.
Just drag him out.
All of a sudden, Morgana, you get a overbearing desire to carry Ambrose yourself.
just drag him.
Okay. She's like, oh, okay. And she just goes and grabs his ankle and starts dragging him. Actually, she's pretty strong, so I think she can do it. Do I need to roll?
No, I'm just gonna let that happen. It's fine. We'll just like...
She's just gonna grab his ankle and just straight up. No, like single-handedly, she just drags him.
Whoever is the last one leaving the room, who wants to be the last one out?
If Dorian doesn't, I will.
Evens and odds. It's me.
Okay. As you're closing the door, you look behind you and you see Lord Astaroth, without any noise, his eyes go completely white except for a pinprick of a pupil. His jaw wide open, his fangs very elongated, and he's just to the walls. And you see from the darker spots where it looks like it was just dark shadows, all starts to move and skitter towards him. And that's when you said, "Nah," just close the door behind you.
Yep.
So the shadows on the walls weren't shadows? They were bugs? I hate you.
And that's what we're holding off on tonight's episode.
Oh my god.
God.
Sorry, guys.
One moment we're laughing about knives and boobs, and the next we're being disgusted by Lord Astaroth yet again.
I
love this fucking scream.
I love that we saw like a part of his power. I mean, I hate it, but I'm glad it helped.
I hate it all.
Dude, and it's like horrible because Dylan commissioned me, so I know exactly what this man looked like perfectly. Spent hours on it. It's not fun.
You horrify me, Dylan.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
That's
It's
a
so
compliment.
Yeah.
I'm properly way more than I was with Kafara.
So the fun thing about Nosferatu is they have a certain power called animalism, and they get to control vermin and other stuff like that, and he's just got a complete mastery of it.
I was wondering why it didn't turn to like ash in his mouth. Oh.
So thank you everybody for joining us tonight on this week's episode of Fangs of New York, where we had a whole bunch of different things going on tonight, a whole bunch of different emotions.
This is a roller coaster again.
Oh, I got to use her power.
Yeah. So as always, I'm Dylan. You can find me on the Crippled Ninja. Everyone, you want to say your goodbyes? We're going to start bottom left. We have Ambrose Windsor, played by Robin the Goddess. We have
The Bug Eater.
The Bug Eater. We have Morgana Celeste at Mad Mischief. We have Vance Morgan at Acidic Meltdown, and Dorian Clemente at Good Grief George. So, thank you everybody once again for joining us. I hope you had a great time. I know I sure did. And then we will see you on the next one. So, goodbye.
Bye.
What?
Bye.